This video is going to be a case study on one of the campaigns that we are doing for a realtor in Florida. But to give you some context before I open the chat, and then, it's a WhatsApp chat, and I'll share with you like the appointments that we have been able to generate in the past X amount of time. I wanted to share the context of this. Let me open the chat. But before I get inside the chat and share with you the example appointments and the context of these appointments and the time duration that it took for us to get these appointments back to this realtor, let me give you some context, right? So we were able to, Simanoff is the mortgage partner that we were working with. And in that area, Rikka was the realtor that we connected Lee with, right? So we introduced them. And we reached out to Rikka on behalf of Lee, got Rikka to say yes to an appointment. Rikka showed up, Lee and Rikka, had a really good conversation, and Rikka agreed to take our help because she had a huge database. She literally had a database of 4,000 buyer leads, which she accumulated over the last few years of different campaigns, right? So those leads were sitting there in her pipeline, in her CRM, and she was like, I don't have enough time to go into the database and then call these people up. That 4,000 is a big number. So we took that list and we started working on that. Now, let me get into the group chat and I'll share with you. So this is like the recent, if you see this one, this is the recent, the update of all the appointments that we generated for her and the context and what exactly is the stage of that specific lead. But if you see here, 15th buyer appointment booked. So that's how we share the appointments that we book from these lists. So this is a WhatsApp support chat. Now, if you see here, that's how we will share the context of these calls as well. So in this specific conversation with Monique, the 15th buyer appointment. So this is the name of the person. She said to our teammate that, hey, she's looking for this type of house with the specifics. And of course, you know how there are a lot of variables about the credit scores, about the DTI, what is the time frame of them making this purchase, a lot of these factors. But that is the point of having that conversation with the realtor, and then that possibly can go into a mortgage conversation with either the loan officer that we are working with or the preferred lending partner for that realtor specifically. But all in all, from a realtor's point of view, this is the value that we provide to them, that we reach out to this list and then we find the people who are still open for that conversation and then get that conversation scheduled on the calendar of that realtor. Let me just go and search this word, right? This phrase, appointment booked. If you see here, there are a bunch of appointments that we have booked over the last few days. And the most important part is what I will share with you right now. So if you see here Wednesday, right? Today is 24th of July and Thursday, and then Wednesday was yesterday, right? So yesterday we booked 1, 2, and 3 appointments for this realtor just yesterday. Day before yesterday, 2 appointments. Monday, 3 appointments. 17th was Friday, 1, 2, 3. A gap on Thursday, and then previously on 15th, Wednesday, 1 more appointment. 14th, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 appointments, and 13th was the first appointment. That means we just started on this campaign. We started prospecting on, reaching out and following up on this list on 13th of July. Today is 24th, and we had Saturday and Sunday in between, and we had 2 gap days. So we don't prospect or we don't call any buyer or seller on Saturdays and Sundays. My team doesn't work on Saturdays and Sundays. But in the last 7 working days, my team was able to book a total of 15 buyer leads. And if you see here, 4th rental appointment, 5th rental appointment. So this realtor also is open to talking to renters, right? And some of these people are looking into a situation where they can rent to own, something like that. But our job is pretty much to go pick up the phone, reach out to these people and ask, hey, are you looking for are you looking to buy a property anytime soon? You inquired about this XYZ time frame about a year ago, about 6 months back, about like 5 months back, 2 years back, 7 years back. And the question we ask is, have you bought the property that you're looking for, or are you still open for that? Are you still in the market, right? And we verify that. If someone is still open for that conversation, we get them in, right? And this is an example of 15th appointment, 14th appointment, 13th appointment. Now, this is what is possible when you hand over a list with us. You just give us a list of people that you are not able to prospect, or you're not able to follow up on them. Every single month, we will follow up on them for you. Now, we have only worked on this campaign for 8 to 10 days. And within this 8 to 10 days, we already have a requirement for an application collection. So there is a buyer who already wants to, submit an application for a mortgage. Now, let's go into looking into the outcomes, right? So this is what the realtor made. She made the list of all the appointments that we got for her, and then property details and preferences, status notes, and then call results. So this one was an app. So the second one already sent an application link, and the mortgage professional will follow up on this person. Spoke with them, sent rental. So this was a rental lead. This was the second one where the application link was sent. This was another rental appointment. Lease up in XYZ, and November, December is the time frame that that person is looking for, possibly. This one also has been sent to the mortgage professional. And now, so from here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 among these 14 to 15 buyer appointments that was re-engaged are about to be applications collected on the mortgage side. So the intent is higher there, right? And out of them, one of them is already ready for a possible getting to the pre-approval situation, right? Now, of course, there's going to be a credit situation with this one. Intent is there. That's how it goes. That's how the mortgage situation is. So now this is what is possible when we have a list. So if you have a list of people that you are not able to follow up, right? If you're a realtor, you must be, caught up with your sphere of influence, right? That feeds the business right now. But there's a lot of other contacts that is sitting right there in the pipeline, which every single month, even if you get 2, 3, 4 conversations from there, in 12 months from now, this can lead to something significant. And of course, depends on how good or bad the list is, what type of list that is. So if you are in my network, I would highly encourage, send a list to us. Let us work through them. Now, if you want to listen to some of these call recordings of these follow-up calls, right, then I'm going to be sharing the next video very soon, where I'll be putting that down in the description or on the information tab. You'll be able to listen to that. I'll be playing a few call recordings, so you'll be able to see what type of call recordings are there with us. What is the call cadence that we go for? What do we say on the call? How do we start the calls? How do we book the appointments? What is the frame that we set if we do? And also the accent of the callers who call on these contacts. This is just one of the case studies that I have. We literally have 5 others that I'm going to be working on very soon. So I'll share with you those as well. Thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to working with you soon.